back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. If you don't know, my name is Taylor and I do a mix of lifestyle, mommy, and DIY videos, and I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Today's video is all about postpartum recovery and how to make your postpartum recovery period the best that it can be. As many of you know, I just gave birth to my second child about 2 weeks ago, and I can confidently say that these past 2 weeks have been among the best in my life. I've had an amazing postpartum recovery period. This is a complete 180 from my first child. After having my daughter in a pretty uneventful birth, I ended up getting really bad baby blues, which eventually led into postpartum depression. I had a lot of pain. I had a lot of difficulty establishing breastfeeding. There was just a lot of issues that were avoidable, but I didn't know that at the time. So if you are expecting a baby or you've had a rough postpartum period in the past, I hope that this information can help you to have a better time. All right, so let's talk about some ways to make your postpartum recovery the best that it can be. So my first tip for having a great postpartum recovery period is to set aside some time for you and your baby in that first week of recovery. Try to limit your visitors as much as possible. Try to commit to spending about a week in and around your bed. I know it's not possible to just stay in bed all week, but if you can lean towards that as a goal, then you're more likely to rest and recover with your baby nearby, and you can really take that time in the first week to establish your bonding. You have to keep in mind that for the past 9 months, your baby has been in your body. You've been holding him or her this whole time, and you're close, and you were kind of like one person synced together. And now that your baby is on the outside while you're recovering, there's kind of a transition phase there where you both need to adjust to life apart. A big help in that transition phase is to hold your baby as much as possible. Holding your baby on your chest, spending time looking at your baby, keeps both you and your child calm. If you have a lot of visitors, people coming over, they're going to distract you from your bonding period with your child. They're going to overstimulate you and the baby. They're going to pass the baby all around, which can give you anxiety, and it takes away from that time that you have to bond with your child. You'll thank yourself in the long run if you hold firm to that and you just really commit to spending this time with you and your child. Now let's talk about some products that will really help you over the hump, and I'm going to start with the most important ones, or the ones that I found most beneficial first. So the first thing that helped me the absolute most in my postpartum recovery is this Art of Birthing Center Organic Postpartum Herbal Tea. This stuff is amazing because it addresses a lot of the issues that occur postpartum. It has herbs in it, really strong, organic, fresh herbs in it that slow bleeding. My postpartum bleeding was significantly slowed within the first week. It has stuff that helps with afterbirthing cramps, as well as motherwort herb, which is really great for postpartum mood support and just supporting your maternal health overall. The word wort actually means plant, so motherwort means mother plant, and it's named that because it's been shown to be so beneficial for mothers in the postpartum period and beyond. So definitely recommend this postpartum tea, and I will put a link down below for it where you can order it direct from them. You can start steeping it when you go into labor, start drinking it immediately, and then drink it freely after that, as much as you feel like you need. So yeah, strongly, highly, definitely recommend this tea. On the note of well-rounded herbal remedies, the next thing that I recommend to you is this After Ease tincture from Wish Garden. This is available on Amazon. This stuff is awesome. Pretty much as soon as you deliver your placenta, you can start taking this. It says to put up to 4 droppers full in a glass of water for taste and just drink it, but what I did was just put 2 droppers full under my tongue anytime I needed it. So like I said, pretty soon after my baby was born, I just took this right away, and it really slowed the afterbirth cramping. And from then on, throughout the first week of my postpartum recovery, anytime I sat down to nurse, which if you breastfeed, you know that's a big time that you're feeling a lot of cramping and pain. If I sat down to nurse, I would do the 2 droppers full again under my tongue, and within minutes it would stop my afterbirth cramping. It also has motherwort and a few other mood supporting herbs in it, so it just really helped with facilitating those feelings of bonding and elation that come right after you give birth, and it just helped to carry that through the first week. So I loved that, and yeah, it really helped with the pain. So highly recommend that. If you do know that you're more prone to baby blues or mood swings, Wish Garden also makes a baby blues tincture, and I've been using this periodically throughout this second week. If you ever feel weepy or moody, you can do the same thing. Put this under your tongue or put it in a glass of water, and it has even more mood supporting herbs. It's safe for breastfeeding, and it just helps you to feel relaxed and alleviate those crazy mood swings that come when your hormones are all over the place. So now on to the recovery of the lady bits and dealing with the discomfort down below. I know a lot of you have seen people recommending those Always boutique discreet underwear that you can just throw away. They're kind of like the classy, sexy Depends. I definitely bought a couple packs of those, and I thought they were awesome. They fit under my leggings. You couldn't even tell they were on, and it was so convenient to just throw them away. In addition to that, for recovery, I use this Mama Strut Postpartum. It's kind of like a combination compression belt, pelvic floor support, and it comes with these hot cold packs that you can use. Now this thing is so awesome. I can tell you, I put this on within 24 hours of giving birth, and the compression significantly reduced the size of like my stomach within the first week. But another thing that I love about it is it has like a low back support in it. So, you know, your back is all jacked up after carrying around a baby and then giving birth and then sitting all crazy doing breastfeeding. And so the low back support in this was awesome. I really loved it. Another great thing about this is that Mama Strut now works with most insurance carriers in the US. So you can apply on their website to get a free one of these. And if you don't qualify for a free Mama Strut, I believe that they will send you a coupon to your email so you can get a discounted one. Let me show you how it works. So basically the Mama Strut is like a pair of shorts with this adjustable Velcro closure, hook and loop closure, and you would be putting this on obviously under your clothes, not on top, but hello. So what you would do is you pull it up, and there's a pocket for these guys. So if you need these in the early days, you know, there's a pocket to hold them in place, and you can put this on over those classy underwear, disposable underwear I was talking about, or whatever you're using, and then you just close it as tight as is comfortable for you. And there's this rigid part here that gives support to your low back. It gives you pelvic floor support. And if you wear it under your clothes, you can see this little ridge. But other than that, you can't really tell that it's there. So yeah, highly recommend the Mama Strut. So my last tip for facilitating healing down below is to use a peri bottle. I'm sure you've seen these. Everyone recommends these. If you have a hospital birth, they'll be available in your room. Snag them and take them with you. This was even in my home birth kit. So if you're doing a home birth, you probably will have access to one of these as well. If not, you can get them on Amazon for just a couple of dollars. When you go to the bathroom, you can use this to just like spray it all off. But a good way to amplify this and make it even better is to use some witch hazel. So make a mix of about 1/4 of a bottle of witch hazel and then fill the rest with warm water. And that just really helps to cleanse the area better and facilitate the healing a little faster. Okay, so my last tips are for dealing with the pain of establishing breastfeeding. Breastfeeding doesn't have to be painful, but if you are feeling some discomfort, I have a few things that can help. The first is this HPA lanolin cream from Lanzano. I think that's how you say the brand name. But basically, if you rub this between your fingers and then put it on your teats before you nurse, it stops a lot of that pain from the initial latch and let down that you can feel, like that stinging kind of burning sensation. It really helps to alleviate that. Now, I don't do a lot of pumping in the early days of breastfeeding. I think it's more important just to focus on establishing the relationship with your newborn and getting your milk supply in. So I don't really focus on pumping. If you need to build a big stash or you're going back to work really quickly, and I understand that you might have a different situation, but if not, then I recommend getting one of these. This is called a Haka. So if you have engorgement or just really sensitive full breasts, you can just put this on. It's like a silicone manual pump, and it'll take off 1 to 2 ounces without you know, taking out a whole bottle's worth of milk. So you're not going to overstimulate your production so that you're back being engorged within a few hours, but it will alleviate some of the pain. And in addition to that, when you're nursing on one side, you can attach this to the other side, and it will collect that milk that would usually just go to waste, or kind of like flood out or make a mess on your shirt or whatever. And you can slowly build a supply that way by adding, you know, I get about 2 ounces every time I nurse if I use this. So adding about 2 ounces at a time to a bag. Within a, you know, the day, as the day goes on, you can end up with a full bag of breast milk just from collecting the stuff that would usually go to waste. So this costs $14 on Amazon, I believe is what I paid for it. It's either 12 or 14, something like that. So it's super cheap, super worth it, and it can help with that engorgement pain. The last thing that I have for you is to get a few disposable nursing pads, and you can also get some of these reusable nursing pads from Bamboobies. They're like a bamboo reusable nursing pad. I'll put a link down below. They will send you 1 free sample pair to try. You do have to pay shipping, but it's free other than that, and they're cute, so we'll put them in there. But I start with the disposable ones just in the first week or two because they do have a lot more leaking, as I'm sure a lot of women do as well. When your milk first comes in, things are just so full and it's just like going everywhere like a geyser. So the reusable ones didn't really work for me as well because it's just too much liquid for these to take in. But yeah, so I would recommend getting at least 1 to 2 boxes of these to have on hand, just to get you over that hump until your milk supply just sort of regulates and you stop leaking as much. So those are all of my postpartum tips. The biggest things that I hope you take away from this are those herbal remedies. Oh, let me go get them. Yeah, I was so scared of this time period, and I'm really glad that I trusted my birth team and myself and the reviews of thousands of women. And I hope that you can take some of these things and that you too can have a wonderful postpartum period. I'm gonna go off to tend to this guy now because he just woke up and he's getting a little bit cranky. But I hope you enjoyed these postpartum tips. I hope you have some good takeaways from this, and I will see you in the next one. Adios, everyone.